Overhead athletes need one arm pulling exercises for two main reasons. The first one is shoulder positioning. The relationship between the scapula and the humerus is unique among humans and other arboreal primates compared to dogs or other quadrupeds. Whereas Loki's shoulder blade is parallel to his humerus, and that is the similar relationship with most quadrupeds on the planet because they need to tolerate the compressional forces of being on all fours. And so their shoulder blade evolved to be in parallel with their upper arm bone, their humerus. See, when I need to suspend my body from one hand, like this, I have to get my center of mass underneath my center of pressure. Center of pressure being my hand. In this case, standing on one leg, my center of mass has to balance over my center of pressure, my foot. And when you have to get that alignment, the overhead balance, you most likely are going to get this 90-degree turn from your shoulder blade to your humerus. You'll be able to notice this by recognizing a big crease or skin fold at the front of your shoulder right here. The other reason is the capacity, the strength and immense weight that you expose to your tendons and connective tissue is much larger when you're hanging your entire body weight from your hand, as opposed to getting a light weight and doing these alphabet things like V's and Y's and T's and W's and whatever else have you. Sure, that's going to get muscles to work, but can you honestly expect doing this with a light weight or a light band? Is that really going to prepare you for the stress of any overhead sport, of serving, of forehand, of a fastball? Compare a 90-mile-an-hour pitch to this. Now, I realize most people can't do this. I couldn't either for a really long time. So feel free to use assistance. You can pull on a band and work on that isometric, or you can start at the bottom of a pull-up and start to work on initiating into a pull-up. You can put your band, your foot in this band as well. I don't care how you start regressing one-arm pull-up variations, just that you do and work toward these much higher capacities that better prepare arms for overhead sports. Now, even if I do an unassisted isometric one-arm pull-up, that's still only about 225 pounds of weight, which is a lot. But if I was a baseball pitcher in the MLB, I'm doing 1.15 times my body weight every throw, greater than my body weight. So how do we increase that force in a reasonable manner? And that is going to be starting to use speed and starting to swing. So I've got this ring here, and the further back I go, or if I were to step up on a box, the more room I have to accelerate, the higher my force is. So we can start at something really easy and stay pretty close to the bar and just swing here. And at the bottom of this swing, I'm going to have more than my body weight based on physics. The faster I move, or the higher that I start from, we'll start getting to 2 or even 3 times body weight. In a trapeze situation like in the circus, or even in some gymnastics maneuvers, you're going to get 4 to 5 times body weight. And this high force number is really what our rotator cuff evolved for. When the tendons braided together, that creates a structure that can tolerate much higher forces. Similar in that your Achilles is so thick to tolerate 12.5 times body weight when you sprint, about 6.5 when you jog. And so when we start using the shoulder in these much more forceful ways, we start preparing it better for overhead sports. Now, realize that I've been doing this for years. My shoulder has the capacity to just start swinging without a warm-up. But even starting to get some speed tolerance with an assisted swing is better than nothing. Or just start through some other swinging variations. If you're not sure what to do, that's why I made overhead sports plyos in the overhead sports prerequisites. The prerequisites are free. It's a strength program that I think every overhead athlete should do. The plyos has more strength exercises that should help prepare your arm for the ballistic nature of overhead sports. Now, if you're interested in either of these programs, check out the link below. Instagram. Now, if you're interested in either of these programs, check out my link in bio and you can get access to both.